Hi, my name is Vladimir and this is Not So Boring Processes, the video series on YouTube and LinkedIn where I'm sharing with you 9 lessons I've learned when building my company and team to scale. The lesson number 5 is if you have to change your processes, do it gradually, step by step at the time. Now, if you are a solopreneur or even started having your own team at this moment, one thing that you might want to do subconsciously is change the processes from time to time to make them better. And the mistake I see entrepreneurs make is they try to compare their ability to pivot with their team. Because back in the day, when you are delivering results to your customers yourself, the only thing you need to do to shift the process is just agree with yourself that from now on, we're doing things differently. And it's instant, right? It's almost like, I would say, operating a rubber boat. You just have 2 paddles, you just shift it, that's it. When you have a team, when you have 3, 5, 10, 15 people, it's more like operating a battleship. You have a huge team that has a lot of responsibilities on their own, and you are orchestrating the whole process. You cannot just shift like this. Like, the best thing that happens is you try too hard and you just break the steering wheel. Now the ship is in danger. This happens, and I would say the biggest frustration point I see from aspiring entrepreneurs is they get resistance from the team when they try to push the process too hard. Now, I have a very particular example of shifting the process in my company that is happening right now. So in short, we have a different way to deliver software now. We have a better estimation process and a way to measure performance of each and every individual of the team over time. And this involves additional meetings, let's say daily meetings, and some other, I would say, necessary events my team calls bureaucracy. They still don't see entire vision of why this is happening. And it's my responsibility as a leader to constantly reiterate and remind them of why we're doing this. So I've conservatively put a timeline of 5 to 6 months to transition the small process. Well, not exactly small, but for me it sounds small as an entrepreneur. And if I were to do it in 1 week and I just say, hey guys, from now on, we're doing things differently, forget what you were doing. I mean, half the team leaves within the months, and there is no surprise to me. Because you cannot expect the team members to tolerate the same stress level as you can. You are a leader. You almost like an ancient titan holding the pressure so your team can perform at the level they can perform. So when you're changing the processes in your company, when you want to do things differently, you need to do it small steps. You need to make your team almost comfortable to shift. And one more thing I want you to really avoid is getting upset with your team players when they show resistance of changing the processes. You have to think from their perspective as well. Let's say I'm a salesperson, I'm used to close the deals in a very particular way, and then comes an entrepreneur, my boss, and says, hey, Vladimir, I really appreciate what you're doing here, but from now on, we're doing things differently. And I'm like, I've only mastered this process. I've essentially got good at it now. What you're doing is basically saying, okay, that's good. Let's start from scratch. It is an enormous stress, and I might even feel threatened because of this. And what you need to do as a leader is to make sure to reiterate to them and say, it's going to be okay. I expect slight decrease in performance. I know it takes some shifts. I'm here for you. If there is anything that you see missing in this process, let's communicate. Let's cooperate to make things better together. To wrap up, there are 2 things I want you to get out of this lesson. One is when you introduce the change to the way you run the business, make it gradual for your team. If it's only for you, you can shift it instantly, right? But if you want to change something for a group of people that you care about, let's make it smooth for them. Because when you take care of your team, they take care of the business. Second is, I invite you to be empathetic to your team players when they show resistance to the processes. Understand why this is happening and show support. Vocalize that you are here for them, and whatever happens, you understand that this process takes time and effort, and whatever happens, we are all going to be all right. Until next lesson, I will see you around.